I do know that I've not been to bed. You can probably tell because I've been doing this. I wanted to come on and talk to you guys for a minute. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm becoming a little bit frustrated with some of the folks here at Happs. And I'm not really sure why it bothers me so badly. I guess it's because maybe I feel like I owe Happs something. I mean, I don't work for them. They've never asked me for anything. They've never come to me and said, "Hey, Tina, would you do this for us?" They've never done anything like that. But they've given me a free platform, free, that FREE word, where I don't have to pay for anything to come on and stream that to all my social media, so that when Periscope went down, I could send it to everything so that my family could, see me if they chose to. And I feel indebted to Happs. Like, I don't want to say bad things about Happs. I don't want to do bad things toward Happs. I would do anything to help them right now because I feel like it's a great program and it's growing. And when you have something that's growing, you have to give them, they're going to go through growing pains. Hold on. They're going to go through growing pains, and you cannot expect them. Sorry, I was closing a program on my computer, so that's why I was a little preoccupied. You cannot expect them to be Periscope. You cannot expect them to be Twitter. You cannot expect them to be any other program that we would normally use. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the server power, and they absolutely do not have the time to sit down and kiss your butt every time something goes wrong. Now, with that being said, I'm low man on the totem pole. Like, I'm nothing. I'm nothing and nobody to Happs. I'm just somebody that comes on here and does my thing. I get a measly 35 people that watches my videos. Whoopee. Wow, that is such a big number. So big. But what I do is I always talk well about Happs. I do not downplay Happs. I always tell people where I'm at. I always say Happs first. I don't say, "Oh, I'm at YouTube," or I'm at Twitter, or, "Oh yeah, I'm there, but I'm using Happs to do it." I always say I'm at happs.tv, and I shift everything everywhere else because I'm proud of that fact. Yes, I use Twitch, and yes, I use everything else, but Happs is how I do that. Now, with that being said, I watched a video this morning that really, really got me. And I guess maybe it bothered me because it hit a nerve within me. And, you guys know when something bothers me, I'm going to talk about it. And this is not in any way, shape, or form supposed to be drama, because this is me living my authentic self. If somebody said something that offended you, would you not speak up? Well, I did not catch this fully live. Well, I caught it live, but I was extremely ill and I could not stay at my computer to actually say something. I started to, but then had to get up and go to the bathroom because I eat something and it made me very sick. And so I started to say something, and by the time I came back in, they had logged off. So I'm going to quote some things, and I'm not going to say whose Happs this was in. Somebody that was in the happs will know exactly whose it was because I quoted them. I quoted these people word for word. I'm not going to tell you their names, but I've got the quotes. I've got the screenshots. If people want proof of what was said, I can give you the proof of what was said. The video's still up. But the point is, they're bad-mouthing happs, yet they're still using the app. Very, very much using the app. And the only thing I can figure is there's only one reason I can figure that they're being a baby about it. I have my assumptions. And I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know. I'm going to say all of this is alleged because I don't know that this is the reason. And I'm going to say that all the things I talk about today are alleged. Now, I do have proof. I mean, the video's up. I've got screenshots of this. So, this is for entertainment purposes only. And I'm just going to read this. And you guys can make up your own mind. Personally, for me, if you don't like me and you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to watch my channel. I am low man on the totem pole. You can just keep skipping right on by my channel. And I said that in the first video where I talked about I'd been delivered. Because I have been. I've been delivered. And I am in an amazing place. I want to see everybody happy. I want happs to be a happy place. And I don't think this was all directed just at me. But I know some of it was directed at me. Not me specifically, but it was directed at me. So I'm going to read some of the comments and then I'm going to read what this person said. The first comment was, thank goodness, and I'm not using the word goodness. It was thank Father. There's something decent I can watch now. Every stream on now are preaching. Hey, John. The next comment was preacher jeepers. And then another comment was people are leaving happs. And then the next comment was, gotta have a GoFundMe, to which this person replied, you gotta have a GoFundMe and pretend you're, anyways, I don't want to go into detail and knock anybody. God bless them. And they're little scams. A lot of scammers here. And the people that run it are very gullible and believe that it's theirs. A lot of people here that will fall behind. Life is complicated. That's a quote. And then he trails off and he continues. And then he says the happs community has gone a little bit weird. And he says something unintelligible. And he talks about gossip. And then what's a he? And then he says, people say he's abrasive. And he says, I'm just being honest. Mail's running. Okay. My thing is, they don't like preaching. They don't like GoFundMe. I know, but don't say anything. Zip it. Okay, John? Just don't say anything because I'm not, I mean, if people were in there, they were in there. If they weren't, they weren't. So the way I look at it is, and this is all, I know they weren't pinpointing me. If they were, that's fine. You can talk about me until you're purple in the face. I don't care if you don't like the fact that I talk about God. I don't care if you don't like the fact that I share the messages about what I feel like my Holy Spirit's talking about. What I don't understand is this person was talking about happs like it was the next best thing to gold. And now all of a sudden, happs can't do anything right. So it makes me wonder. I mean, I really am, my caveman brain, that part of my brain that sits back and thinks, Well, what happened? Because, with Periscope, I would have been over backwards for Periscope, right? Periscope was my home. And when I got banned for 3 months and they wouldn't listen to me and they wouldn't answer me back, you best believe I lost my temper. And I started saying, wait a minute, I have supported you for 5 years. I've been over backwards to tell everybody how wonderful you are. I've done everything. I've bought money. I've spent money with your company. I have been over backwards for your company. I've done everything to be good on your application. I've been over backwards. Yet you can't even listen to my rebuttal to this 3 month suspension. And then they take our money at the end of when they're going to get rid of us. They take the money that people have paid into us just because we weren't entertainers. We weren't allowed to be top tier entertainers. Sorry, not sorry, guys. I'm not going to support a company that does that. When they finally come back after 3 months and say, you didn't do anything wrong, we're really sorry. That should have been 2 months and 28 days, 27 or 28 days ago, buddy. You should have got somebody on the ball to watch the video to see that I didn't do anything wrong. My suspension shouldn't have been, 90 days. So for this person to be complaining, either they had a deal with happs and happs fell through, or they thought they had a deal with happs. They thought if they brought all these people into happs and they talked happs up big, that they were going to get some big deal with happs. And it's just not going to happen. Now, let me tell you something. I wished I had been here when happs first started. I'd have just been grateful if I'd have been one of the first people to join. And everybody complaining about losing views and losing members, it's because everybody's complaining about happs. If you're going to jump ship and just shut up about it. That's the way I feel about it. Happs is not doing anything wrong. So get off their back. And that's honestly how I feel about it. And this is the Christian in me saying, look, I don't see happs doing anything wrong. They come out every Tuesday and do a video. They update us every Tuesday. If we have any problems with anybody, all you have to do is at somebody on their team. You tell me when you could do that with Periscope, unless you were one of the upper echelon and you could get a hold of somebody. I will not apologize for how I feel about this team, and I take huge terms with the fact that you guys are, and I mean you guys are, that were on the front lines that first joined, and now you're bad mouthing happs because you don't feel like they're treating you like they should. Well, boo freaking who. Put your big girl panties on, pull them up, put some suspenders on them, and walk around and do whatever you need to do. I'm sorry if you feel like your butt hurt. And if you don't like preaching on happs, well, then I guess you don't need to watch it then, do you? Maybe something's bothering you. Just saying. Now, I generally don't try to do stuff like this. I really don't, because it's controversial and it starts stuff. I'm not here to start anything. I'm tired of people being mean about happs. I'm just sick of it. I really am. I want us to have a place to come back to. And the more you guys badmouth it, the worse it gets. The more people jump ship, and then happs will just be gone. And that really irritates me. So, how would you feel if somebody went to your Twitch, had your Twitch rated, and just demolished? That's essentially what you're doing. You're essentially having, people jump ship because you got butt hurt. And I think that's petty. I do. So grow up. You're making money. You're making money. Those of us that are here on the app that do it because we love it, I'm doing this because there's people on this application that I love. They're my family, and I stay in contact with them. Those that wanted to stay in contact with me, I stay in contact with. So back off and let happs do their job. And if you really want to do something, try to help them. Don't hinder their job. Judge not lest you be judged. I had to learn that lesson. Don't judge people. Don't judge a book by its cover. Matter of fact, you said I was boring. You're abrasive? No, you're a jerk. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. There is a appropriate way to handle things. You, sir, are just a really nasty human. Because your filter, you don't have a kindness filter. I mean, you do, but when you're mean about something, you're just blunt about it. Like you said outright that I was rude, that I was boring and that there was no reason for me to talk to you. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. It didn't hurt my feelings any, because there's plenty of people that love me and like to hear me that come to my channel and watch me. Just the amount of people that I want. So I just wanted to let y'all know that that's how I feel about this situation. I named no names, and I do not want names listed in the chat section. Please don't mention any names in the chat section, because I am not mentioning names, because like I said, allegedly I felt like something happened between this person and happs. I do not know that. I don't know that anything happened. I just know that something doesn't feel right in my gut. I feel like something's changed with the dynamic of the upper users and happs, because it's not only one person. It's been several people I've noticed it's kind of drew away from happs. So I just wanted to do this. I just wanted to tell you guys that I love you, and that I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and to smile at someone, because you never know if that's going to change somebody's entire day. And, I don't preach every day. I'm not a preacher. I was just sharing the love that God was giving me with you all, and that's not what I do every day. And for people to make comments about it, about there being preachers on happs, well, what do you think was on Periscope? You had your small little group on Periscope, but they were preaching on Periscope too. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day today. Just know you're loved beyond anything in this world, because Mama Bear loves you. Queen Tina loves you. Queen's Revenge Play loves you on Twitch. And, no matter what, if you need me, you can message me. You can leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you happen to visit one of my other social medias and I didn't acknowledge you, it's because I did not know you were here. You have to leave me a comment. If you do leave me a comment after the video is over, do hashtag replay and hashtag what social media you used. That way I'll know where you came from. Okay? I love you guys so very much. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.